Each year, the world consumes about 7.7 million tons of chocolate. In the US alone, the average person eats around 20 pounds of chocolate per year. The sweet, irresistible aroma of chocolate is hard to resist. Just a small piece melting in your mouth is enough to bring happiness, soothe the mind, and warm the heart. But transforming juicy cocoa beans into delicious chocolate bars is a meticulous process. Have you ever wondered how more than 200,000 chocolate bars are produced every day? To find the answer, we visited a chocolate factory where tiny cocoa beans embark on a magical journey to become the beloved treat enjoyed by people around the world. It is believed that cocoa, the main ingredient in chocolate, was discovered around 4,000 years ago. From the moment it was found, it was revered as a gift from the gods. In ancient Mexican civilization, cocoa was once considered food for the divine and was highly valuable. In fact, the cocoa tree was first discovered in Mexico, where the Olmec civilization, one of the earliest civilizations in Latin America, had been using it for centuries. Over thousands of years, chocolate has become one of the most beloved treats in the world. By the mid-19th century, Joseph Fry created the first solid chocolate bar by combining cocoa butter, sugar, and cocoa powder. Then, in 1875, Swiss chocolatier Daniel Peter, with the help of Henry Nestlé, invented milk chocolate by adding powdered milk to the mixture. This innovation gave chocolate a smoother texture and a sweeter taste, creating a version of chocolate that we still love today. Chocolate originates from tropical regions, where cacao trees thrive in hot, humid environments. The cacao beans, the key ingredient in chocolate, are found inside plump cacao pods. Initially white, these beans contain the most crucial component: cocoa. For centuries, cacao has been harvested using traditional methods that require meticulous care and precise farming techniques, especially for organic cacao. It takes about 5 months from the first bloom until the cacao pods fully ripen. When ready, they turn a bright yellow or deep red, almost as if chocolate bars are growing directly on the trees. However, after months of patience, farmers face a major concern: pests that threaten to ruin their precious cacao pods. To protect their crops, each pod is often wrapped in nylon to prevent infestations. But insects aren't the only challenge. Harvesting cacao is also a demanding task because the pods don't fall naturally like many other fruits. They must be hand-picked one by one. Adding to the complexity, cacao pods grow directly on the tree trunk, making harvesting even more difficult. No machine is flexible enough to handle this delicate process, so under the scorching tropical sun, farmers use sharp knives to carefully cut each cacao pod from the tree. On average, a single worker can harvest around 200 cacao pods per day. However, not all pods can be picked at once. Harvesting requires experience and keen observation. Only fully ripe pods are collected, while unripe ones are left on the tree since they have a sour and bitter taste, making them unsuitable for chocolate production. Cacao beans are removed from their pods entirely by hand. The outer shell of the cacao pod is tough and rough, so farmers use machetes to split them open and carefully extract the beans inside. Inside each cacao pod, the beans are surrounded by a juicy white pulp, which is edible. This pulp has a mildly tangy flavor with a unique blend of lychee and orange notes. However, before fermentation, some of the pulp must be removed to prevent interference with the process. The thick, juicy pulp is extracted at processing facilities, where it can be consumed directly without additives. This extracted pulp is then refined and processed into products such as cacao juice or dried cacao fruit, both of which are highly popular in the market. But the real highlight is the cacao beans, the heart and soul of chocolate. After being harvested, the beans are gathered into small wooden containers and covered with banana leaves or natural fiber mats to begin the fermentation process. As the internal temperature rises, this process triggers natural chemical transformations, reducing bitterness and releasing essential aromas. Throughout fermentation, the beans gradually darken and develop their characteristic flavor. The natural sugars in the fruit react with oxygen, breaking down the white pulp that encases the beans. At the same time, the color and chemical composition of the beans change, reducing acidity and forming the rich chocolate flavor we love. This is one of the most crucial steps in determining the quality and taste of chocolate. Without fermentation, chocolate would lack its enticing aroma, leaving only a plain bitter taste. The process typically lasts about 6 to 7 days, allowing the cacao beans to develop a complex flavor profile, preparing them for the next stages of production. Next, the fermented cacao beans are sun-dried for approximately 10 days. Every 30 minutes, they are stirred to ensure even drying, which helps lower moisture levels and extends shelf life. Once they pass quality inspections, the finest cacao beans are weighed, packaged, and exported to chocolate manufacturers around the world. At the factory, millions of 120-pound sacks of cacao beans like these are delivered for processing. The beans are emptied onto a special flooring system with channels that direct them straight into specialized roasting chambers. Here, 2 different types of roasting machines are used to modify the flavor of the cacao beans, depending on the specific requirements of each chocolate batch. After roasting, cacao beans are sampled for quality inspection. A special handheld tool is used to cut each bean in half, allowing experts to assess the quality of the entire batch. If the interior of the bean has a purple hue, it indicates that the fermentation process did not meet the required standards. This visual inspection helps determine the level of fermentation, detect signs of mold, and evaluate the flavor potential of the beans. The interior color is crucial. Some beans appear deep purple, while others may have a light pink or pale violet tone, often associated with fruity and sometimes floral notes. This highlights the incredible diversity of cacao, as each batch contains a variety of genetic strains rather than a single uniform type. One of the biggest challenges in the cacao industry is the gradual decline in quality over time. Selective breeding for higher yield and disease resistance can sometimes impact the natural flavor of the beans. That's why this seemingly simple inspection process plays a critical role. It helps manufacturers determine whether suppliers meet the factory's quality standards, ensuring that only the finest cacao beans make it into chocolate production. After being roasted, the cacao beans are sent through a grinding machine, where powerful blades break down their structure, separating the cacao nibs from the outer shells. Next, this mixture is passed through layered vibrating screens. The larger, heavier cacao nibs settle on one layer, while the lighter shells are removed by a vacuum system. The shells, which make up about 15 to 20% of the cacao bean's weight, are discarded, leaving only the pure cacao nibs. But to transform these cacao nibs into delicious chocolate, they need to be finely ground. During grinding, the beans release their natural fat. Over 50% of a cacao bean's weight is actually cocoa butter. This process takes place in large industrial grinders, producing a thick paste-like mixture known as cacao liquor. This mixture contains both cocoa solids and cocoa butter. Next, the cacao liquor is placed in a hydraulic press to separate the cocoa butter from the solids. The remaining solids are then finely ground further to create cocoa powder, an essential ingredient in everything from baked goods to beverages. To make chocolate, cocoa powder is mixed with sugar and milk powder in precise proportions, depending on the desired type of chocolate. The high temperature and friction during mixing activate the cocoa butter, creating a smooth, pure liquid mixture known as chocolate liquor, the foundation of every chocolate product we love. Conching is the final stage in liquid chocolate production, playing a crucial role in refining both flavor and texture before the chocolate is molded or further processed. This process takes place in a specialized machine called a conching, where the chocolate is continuously stirred for hours to achieve the perfect smoothness. Conching is divided into 2 stages: dry conching and wet conching. Dry conching is the first step, where the chocolate mixture is warmed through frictional heat. The rotating paddles inside the conching generate friction, raising the temperature and gradually drying out the mixture. During this phase, unwanted compounds, such as volatile acids responsible for sour or sharp flavors, gradually evaporate. At the same time, the cocoa particles, sugar, and other ingredients are further refined, allowing the chocolate to develop a smoother texture and a more balanced flavor. After the dry conching phase, the partially refined chocolate mixture moves along a conveyor belt to the next step, wet conching. In this stage, the chocolate is further blended with sugar, milk, and cocoa butter in a massive mixer capable of holding up to 2,200 pounds, ensuring a perfectly smooth consistency. Under the influence of heat and friction, the mixture thickens, becoming rich and sweet but still slightly grainy. To produce chocolate with a silky and uniform texture, wet conching is essential for fine-tuning both flavor and consistency. This process not only ensures even blending of ingredients, but also removes residual volatile acids while reducing the moisture content to below 1%, improving the chocolate's overall stability. The duration of conching can range from 4 to 72 hours, depending on the desired quality of the chocolate. Premium chocolates typically undergo longer conching, resulting in a smoother texture and a more complex, refined flavor. Throughout the process, air is continuously circulated in and out of the mixture. This not only enhances fat separation, but also helps further reduce acidity, contributing to a well-balanced chocolate flavor. A critical factor in conching is maintaining a stable temperature of 97 degrees Fahrenheit. The chocolate must be warm enough to retain a smooth texture and prevent clumping, but not excessively hot. If the temperature exceeds the optimal range, the milk powder can break down its glycerin structure, leading to unwanted honey or caramel-like aromas and increased acidity, ultimately affecting the overall quality of the chocolate. Before being molded and packaged, chocolate must undergo a series of rigorous tests to ensure the highest quality. Every step in this process plays a crucial role in creating a flawless chocolate bar. The smoothness and particle size are inspected to ensure a silky texture without any graininess or roughness. Additionally, ingredient purity is assessed to guarantee that no contaminants or harmful substances are present, preserving the chocolate's authentic flavor. This evaluation process is carried out not only by advanced machinery, but also by experienced quality control experts. In fact, a single chocolate bar may undergo up to 72 different tests before leaving the factory, ensuring that every piece reaching consumers meets the highest standards of taste and quality. The next stage is chocolate molding, where smooth, liquid chocolate is transformed into finished products with precise shapes. The factory is equipped with a modern and flexible production line capable of creating a variety of designs and sizes to meet market demands. At this stage, liquid chocolate is poured into specialized molds to form traditional chocolate bars of different sizes, from small, convenient portions to larger versions for those who enjoy a richer chocolate experience. The molding process is highly precise. A specialized depositing machine carefully pours liquid chocolate into plastic molds shaped like chocolate bars. Each mold is filled with precision to prevent air bubbles and ensure even distribution. After filling, a special scraper removes any excess chocolate from the surface, creating sharp, uniform edges. This high-capacity production line can fill 310 molds per minute, producing over 200,000 chocolate bars per day. Alongside this, a separate production line is dedicated to making small chocolate pieces. This system features 2,700 nozzles that directly pump chocolate onto a conveyor belt, ensuring each piece maintains a consistent size and shape. This machine is capable of producing up to 54,000 chocolate pieces per minute, showcasing the impressive automation and efficiency of the manufacturing process. After being poured into molds, the chocolate passes through a cooling tunnel to harden, achieving the perfect texture before packaging. A slow-moving conveyor belt transports the chocolate molds to an elevator system, which moves them through a cooling chamber stretching hundreds of feet. Inside, the chocolate undergoes a gradual cooling process, where continuous air circulation ensures even temperature distribution, preventing uneven solidification or the formation of condensation on the surface. Once the chocolate bars have fully hardened, they proceed to the demolding stage, a crucial step to ensure each bar retains its perfect shape before packaging. This process is carried out with precision to avoid breaking or deforming the product. A specially designed mold twisting mechanism gently flexes the molds, allowing the chocolate to release smoothly. The twisting force is carefully calibrated, strong enough to free the chocolate without it getting stuck, yet gentle enough to prevent cracks or breakage. After demolding, the chocolate bars continue along the conveyor belt to the packaging area. Here, a high-speed wrapping machine swiftly encases each chocolate bar in foil, protecting it from air and moisture to preserve its freshness and extend its shelf life. Next, an outer decorative wrapper is added, giving the product an attractive and professional appearance. This fully automated packaging system is highly versatile, capable of adapting to various box sizes and packaging designs. Thanks to advanced technology, the process is incredibly fast and efficient, ensuring that thousands of chocolate bars are perfectly packaged every hour, ready to be enjoyed by customers worldwide. And just like that, the chocolate bars are ready to melt in your mouth. Chocolate is one of the most beloved foods in the world. According to statistics, over 80% of the global population consumes chocolate each year, an astonishing fact, but true. So what makes chocolate so appealing? Beyond its delicious taste, chocolate offers some fascinating benefits. It contains theobromine, a compound that slightly increases heart rate and creates a sense of excitement, while caffeine helps boost alertness, focus, and productivity. Additionally, the natural fats and sugars in chocolate provide a rich source of energy, which explains why it is consumed in such massive quantities worldwide.